unpredictable. But then I started to realize something. I talked about the food bank, but there were a lot of people there who actually don't want to work. I said I get up at 4:30 and you have to get up early if you want to get off these streets. But there are a bunch of people who would rather just sit and do nothing. And that's what leads to the panhandling. And then you see prostitution, then you see drug dealing. You see a lot on the streets of Miami. And you are, I don't know if you want to use the word flabbergasted. I showed the library and I also showed some video games. Yeah, sometimes I want to take a break. But again, when you're looking for work, the video games can be a detriment. You spend too much time playing and you should be looking for work. So maybe your time's better spent. Go to the gym and work out. It's also part of the content in this blog. And as I'm creating this, I'm saying, what is a story I gotta come up with? But sometimes the story writes itself. There's so much going on. I said, yes, I'm praying the prayer of Jabez. You don't have to believe in Jesus or God or anything if you don't want to. Out here on these streets, nobody seems to care. But I said, make your own philosophy. Find a way to beat this systematic hustle that's going on. But you're always going to be messing with a situation that can be above your head. I said, save your money. That's what going to the food bank's about. But again, find work. There's so many people out here who are working but just can't seem to make enough money. I talked about the rent being high. Some people can't afford $1,800 rent, then another 400 or 500 for their car. I said I bought this car cash. Buy a car cash. Don't have any monthly payments. Watch what you do. Don't get caught up in the street hustle. When you look at some of the content and you see prostitution in front of you, drug dealing,